I wanted to be a footballer. You know, I wanted to be a footballer. Like West Ham's my local team, but I support Liverpool, and I played semi-pro a bit for my district, Newham. I had, slight interest from Chelsea and a couple of teams. So that's what I wanted to do. When I left secondary school, I wasn't a bad kid. I just had a lot of fun. So the only A that was staring at me was drama. And I just remember me and my friends, we just loved messing around, making people laugh, Be it like all the boys, let's go last, because we're the best, let's go last, you know what I mean? And we'd either do like bank robbers, or we'll pretend playing women or something like that. Like I'd pretend to be somebody's mother, just to make people laugh and have fun. So, and it always came easy to me. Yeah, I was very shy as a kid. Got to the age of 16, I went to Epping Forest College. I decided I didn't want to be in my area of East London because I'm easy to get distracted, and you've got to perform it in front of all the new first years and all the second years. So I was like, ugh. Went home. I'd never written anything before, wrote this monologue. I added music to it. I did it like monologue / stand-up comedy, a bit like Eddie Murphy Raw. I was a big fan of Eddie Murphy. I think he was one of my inspirations growing up, actually. And then I did it in front of this, the first years and the second years. It was funny, it was sad. I was dressed in a costume. And I just remember I finished it, and then everybody stood up and gave me a standing ovation. And it reminded me of Eddie Murphy's Raw, when he's like, he does the rude joke about, and I kicked the lion in the doo-doo, and then Samuel Jackson's like, that boy's got talent. It reminded me of that because, and then it cuts to Eddie, and he's just got his hands up. Because when I finished and people were giving me a standing ovation, it was like an invisible arrow just went bang into my chest. And suddenly I was like, wow, I love this feeling. On stage, live, I've just performed as a character. I want to be an actor.
Well, here we are in Brooklyn Bridge Park with this fabulous view you're seeing behind of Manhattan Island. And it's a lovely spot for me to introduce a guest I'm really thrilled to have here. British actor, both of screen and theatre, who's really kicking it into touch here. Jimmy Akingbola.
My men are searching the woods for my property, but you chose not to die with them. I killed a few of the stragglers. My power has grown beyond your imagining. Let me show you.
My name is John Pirkis, and this is Diary of an Actor. Jimmy, welcome.
It's good to be here. I'm really looking forward to this. I got into drama school.
Where? Where did you go?
I went to Aura, Academy of Live Recorded Arts, yeah. I applied to Guildhall, but I was a little bit lazy. Again, this little cocky 16-year-old, 17-year-old, you get distinction, or you get told, oh, you're one of the best in the class, and it gets to your head, and yet when you go to the level of drama school, it shows you that you get the best from across the country.
You're not alone.
And I was like, I'm exposed. I'm terrible. I don't know anything. Because I didn't grow up in the industry. I didn't know anything. I was like, what do you mean, stage left, stage right? I was like, what do you mean get the blacks out? That's racist. You can't say that. I found it really hard. First 6 months, I hated it. I cried going home to my mom. Didn't think I had it. I was always the one that couldn't do things in the class. I hadn't lived. You know what I mean? So I was growing up in drama school. I thought that quite exposing. And I was still shy. I was still growing as a person. Drama school really taught me about work ethic. You can have the ability, but you got to do the work. You got to do the grafting. And once I was able to learn that, things started moving on for me. And I did radio straight away when I left drama school. I got an agent, and I started working after being at drama school after 3 months. I did not stop working for 3 years. And then it all stopped for about 9-10 months. That really teaches you about the business, because you got to have the faith, the resolve, the stamina to keep going.
What is it that is attracting the producers to British talent over American talent?
I mean, you hear a lot of people talk about the training, And I don't like to just say that. I feel it's a little bit disrespectful to American actors and my American actor friends. And when I think about why I'm an actor, a lot of the American actors are the people that maybe want to be an actor. I think maybe it is how theatre is viewed in the UK. So I think the majority of us do theatre, and it's always within our career, or it would have been in our career for at least 10 years, And I think in the US it's not the same. You've got places like New York and Chicago, but I think on the majority it's much more screen focused, And I think if you've got that experience of doing theatre work, multiple different characters over the different years, it gives you this depth to be able to bring other layers to characters on screen, and you're used to creating and building characters. I wouldn't say. I think in the US sometimes, what type of actor are you? I'm an actor. I do it all. So exactly. I can do the character work. Like if you look at my work, Rev is where I'm playing like a crackhead character, big beard and like brown teeth, very character driven, and like an almost. Again, respect to Samuel Jackson, what he did with Gator in Jungle White Fever.
So what is here? My mum's in hospital in Southend. She's had an incident, hysterectomy, yeah. Poor thing, man.
I thought your mum had died. You came here last week. You needed money to identify her body. Do you remember?
And then I feel like I can do the leading man stuff you would see like in Holby City or in Arrow, where where it's nothing to do with that.
What this place needs. I work harder, I work longer, I work better than anyone else. When you come to Malik, you get 150% every single time. Most people here are slack.
A decision that a lot of British actors are making now, which is to split themselves between the UK and the US. But primarily, everyone does make the move firstly, or in fact choose to make that their home, Los Angeles. So what was it that encouraged you to take the leap and move there?
There's a big discussion at the moment. I don't think it's anything new. It's always been the case that the lack of roles for actors of color, and for me, I've been aware of that before I even become an actor. I always got told, I don't know if you should do that. There's not much work out there for you. And I don't know if it was naivety, but I just believed that, it was going to be different for me. I'm going to work hard at it. And so the choice to go to the US was a business decision, I want to keep working in the UK, but I don't want to just limit myself to the UK. Okay. And you can self-tape, but I think it's very different when you split your time between the two places. The other reason was because I want to be tested, I want to be stretched as well. I did a lot of theatre in the UK, and I feel like when it comes to screen stuff, sometimes I wasn't stretched as much. I don't know, I'm very competitive with myself. I want to see if I can be a small fish in a big pond and succeed and have a career. It's a tough industry, but I love it, and I don't want to have a what if. I don't want to be like, what if I went to the US?
You weren't in LA that long, and then suddenly you secured that role of Baron Reiter, CW's DC Comics Arrow.
Yeah. Well, look, man, you're a Marvel. Really, we shouldn't be talking like this.
Well, I have done Gotham as well, so I'm kind of accepted by the DC comic fraternity.
Being in LA, I was able to strike up that personal relationship, with David and Lindsay, the casting people, I'd got that far that I was able to go straight into producers the next time, and that made sense. That's why I'm spending time in the US, not just for piracy.
You are one of the driving forces of the Triforce. Mm-hmm. So tell us about that, because that is a fabulous thing that you've created. As I say, giving back to the industry.
Thank you. Triforce Creative Network is an actor-led organization founded by myself and one of my best friends and business partners, actor Fraser Ayres.
Myself and Jimmy Akingbola, we set up the Triforce Creative Network 10 years ago because we believe that the problem isn't necessarily about diversity, as everyone's calling it, but inclusion. And actually, if you open your doors to everybody, you don't need to exclude anyone. And give everybody access, and then they do with it what they want to do with the opportunity. but you give everyone the access.
We was in Edinburgh doing a play called The People Next Door, and between the two of us, we was able to galvanize people, bring them back, bring them together, be it for drinks, for nights out, but like a whole range of different people. And sometimes within those nights, people would connect and collaborate. So we said, wouldn't it be nice if we could do this in London and not just be like an Edinburgh Fringe Festival feeling? And then that's what we went and did. We started off doing networking nights once a month. You know, it went from like 80 people to averaging over 250 people each month in a private members club called the Rex Cinema and Bar. And then we would get casting down people like Jeremy Zimmerman, Sarah Hughes, directors like Minaj Hoods who did Kid Out Hood. You know, like actors would come through like Ben Whishaw, Sheridan Smith, you know, Eamon Walker. So, and then you got the up and comings, and then you got the ones that thinking about getting into it. So our network now consists of so many people that have been through it, attended our events, been through our initiatives, that have got them jobs and representation. Because once we stopped doing the networking nights, we were like, we've got all this massive network of people and they're in the industry, so what else can we do? So we started doing readings for scripts and inviting like producers and casting and theatres and TV people. Then we started doing like a Monologue Slam UK, which is a free actor showcase where actors audition for 20 places for free, don't have to pay. There's so many people, you know, abusing actors at the moment. You know, we're having to pay to play. We're like, no.
And the world keeps spinning round and round and round, and ooh, that's my neck.
Then we didn't stop there. We did a short film festival as well. And so we just want to connect the dots, provide an outlet for people, a community, but not just tap each other on the back. Everything we do has outcomes. Right? Like I said, people got agents, managers, they've made feature films, short films, they've got writing agents, they've got commissions with networks. We've got an amazing track record. And
such a great
it's seriously, 2 years ago we got given £250,000 by the Paul Hamlin Foundation because they saw what we were doing as a company. And we don't have to do it. We've got careers. Like, you know, we work a lot, but we believe in giving back, helping people, helping and changing lives. And
thank you all for continually supporting us. I ask you to keep doing it, keep tweeting, keep following us. If you've got any person that's in the business that wants to get involved, and you know, we're not trying to do everything, but we are doing something specific and we believe in it and we're creating great outcomes, but we can't do that alone. So keep engaging, keep supporting, and thank you very much.
Me and Fraser, we learned it's important to have another thing. That's one thing we learned, because when you're passionate about something else, about helping other people, giving back, and you're busy trying to set up an event, when that phone rings for an audition, it's like, oh man, what? Yeah, oh, great, I'm meeting Nina Gold. Okay, great. You learn the lines, you go in the room, you do a great job, then you're out of there, you're going back to what you want to do. But you come in with that energy of like, look, yeah, this is exciting, I love it, but I'm not precious. It's not like, I need this, I've got work for 6 months, or I got to pay my bill. It's like, look, this is great, yeah, I love what you do, I watch the series, but actually, I'm doing an event, I got to get out of here. See you later, let me know if you want me. You know what I mean? And it's a sense of power, it gives you the power.
What advice would you offer that's been valuable to you, to someone who's thinking of entering the profession?
If someone's trying to get into the business, I told my niece this, Fola Evans, Akingbola, I said, look, go and do a course first, come back to me. If you're serious about it then we can talk. Because acting, just everyone thinks they can do it. They think, oh, I can do that, you know? And I think until you actually go there, you do the classes and you get that true taste of what it is, you know, if you're serious, you will come back and say, yeah, I'm serious. If you're a bit like, it was just a good idea, you're not going to come back. You know what I mean? You're not going to be comfortable with what you have to go through. Go and see lots of theatre, you know? You naturally watch TV and film, but like, go and watch lots of theatre. You learn a lot. You learn what not to do as well as what to do, you know? And I feel like that was my education growing up, you know? Watching a lot of great live theatre. For someone that's already in the business for a while, I would say, don't forget that it is a business. There might be some things about this business that you hate, but don't forget it's a business. So, you know, make sure you've got your business head switched on. You know, the game's changing a lot, and you've got to stay current. You've got to stay on top of it. I'm always working on the balance of living, enjoying life, and the work. My company helps me switch off a bit, but it's still within the industry. So I have to force myself to take a holiday. You know what I mean? And chill with my niece and nephews, and just live and be happy, because I think this is such a hard game, this is such a hard industry that it does require you to be on it, but sometimes you can be too on it.
Yeah.
And the harder you try to grasp it, the further it goes away.
Man, Jimmy Akingbola, thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you, guys. My name is Jimmy Akingbola, and this is Diary of an Actor.